A few years ago, I was listening to a podcast and they were discussing Met Gala looks, and they said that Kendall Jenner was their best dressed of that year. And then one of the hosts stopped and she said, well, is Kendall truly the best dressed, or is it just that Kendall looks like Kendall and therefore anything she wears looks good on her? And I really haven't been able to stop thinking about this. And unfortunately for me, I will never look like Kendall. Like, I just didn't win the genetic lottery like that. But I do think that we can all get closer to the supermodel version of ourselves. And I've designed a menu here today that I think can help get all of us closer to that. So let's get into it. Let's try. Okay, the very first thing we're gonna do is a drink. And I will say the connection to Kendall is tenuous with this, but I do think that this is kind of a supermodel drink. So basically it's a hibiscus refresher, we'll call it. It's warming up. I feel like we need some new cool drinks. And by cool, I mean cool temperature, not cool as in like hip and cool, because that I am not. But this, I think, will be phenomenal on a hot day. It's phenomenal on a spring day, and it's so good for your skin and for bloating. So it's very simple. I just steeped some dried hibiscus with some dried orange peel. You can omit the orange peel if you don't want to use it. It's not a crisis. You also could add ginger. I think that would be lovely. Or you could just do plain hibiscus. It's fine. So I just made the tea. We're just pouring that in. And we're gonna do about half hibiscus tea and about half coconut water, and that's it. If you want it sweeter, do more coconut water, less hibiscus. If you want it more tart, do less coconut water, more hibiscus. Now I'm gonna add an edible flower to this, only because I want to. Because it looks cutie, because it looks so cute like that. Look at that. Look at my little hearts on my manicure, cute patoot. I'm gonna drink it, and then we're gonna do the rest of the shit that we're gonna do. Oh, by the way, there's a pot of water boiling, so yay. Okay, let's drink her. Delicious. Now, I could go a little heavier on the hibiscus personally, but just crushing my flower in the process. And honestly, a little ice would have been very nice in there. Also, a little yuzu juice is very nice in there. Also, if you want to make it creamy, a little splash of the Eden Foods soy milk. Delicious, beautiful. Okay, let's get into all the recipes, shall we? Okay, we're gonna start by chopping an onion, dicing, slicing, whatever. It really doesn't fucking matter. I have a Vidalia onion. I would pretty emphatically encourage you to use a Vidalia onion if you can for this. If it's not an option, just whatever, kind of like whatever's labeled as a sweet onion would be the best. Okay, that's it. Nothing else to say on this subject. So we're making three things today. The drink, which is already done, it's already made, and we are in the process of drinking it. We're making a cucumber salad, obviously, because of, you know, if you don't know, there was a whole moment on the Kardashians where Kendall tried to chop a cucumber. She was not very good at it, and it went really viral. I really have not watched Keeping Up. Other than back in the day, once in a while, I'd be at my brother's apartment and Keeping Up would be on. So I've seen a bit here and there. And then at my nail salon, they play Keeping Up reruns in the background. And when I was getting this manicure, this one right here, yes, check her out. I really was kind of transfixed by the episode of the Kardashians that was playing. And Kendall, like, what a cutie patootie. I love her. But yeah, I don't have like a ton of experience watching the Kardashians. Nevertheless, I really like them. I find it interesting how much hate they get. Anyway, we're just chopping up this onion. Oh, did I finish out what we're doing this for? So we're using the onion to make this pasta dish that is inspired by a pasta dish that Kendall says that she makes, and she says it's really good. So we're making our own version that's gonna be vegan, and a little more blush coated, just like a little more protein packed into it, a little more fiber packed into it. And honestly, dare I say, I think my version's gonna be better than hers, but who knows? I mean, we'll never know. It's not like she's gonna come and we're gonna do our Bobby Flay moment together. So we'll really never know. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, aren't you? Ooh, I think the water is boiling. Okay, I'm gonna go check on that. I'll see you in a sec. Cook time, 12 minutes. Okay, we have fettuccine in the pot and we're gonna start this guy. Say a little prayer. Okay, we're just gonna grease this a little bit and I'm gonna add my Vidalia and we're gonna saute it. And then eventually I'm gonna move it to the stove and get it out of the way. And we're gonna work on our cucumber salad and then we'll bring it back and we'll assemble the whole pasta dish. Woo! Probably should have waited until this was a bit hotter, but it's really not a crisis. So Kendall's fettuccine dish is onion, green peas, Parmesan, garlic, and lemon. And so we're gonna do a play on that. It's gonna be pretty close, but slightly different. Do you know that in Spanish, they call hibiscus Jamaica? Is that true? I feel like it's something like that. I guess J is pronounced like a H, like an H sound. I don't know. I'll look it up. Just fun things for us to talk about while I do this. I love the sound of an onion sizzling. Okay. I think I'm ready to move this to the back. Once the onions caramelize, we'll bring it back and we'll revisit the whole thing. Want more Damiana. I love it, it's so gross. Okay, I have drained the pasta. Why does that sound so weird? I've taken the pasta out of the water. And the onions are still going. So we're gonna work on our cucumber salad. So we're gonna make some very fine cucumber ribbons using a mandolin. And this can be a tip for Miss Kendall. You don't even have to use a knife. Use one of these, but I beg you, I implore you, I emphatically recommend that you use these mesh gloves because based on what I've seen of your cutting skills, I do think you might slice a finger off if you try to do this without. But honestly, so would I. I'm an incredibly clumsy person. I walked into a door today for no reason. The door was just there, just walked. When I turn corners, I either turn them too sharp or not sharp enough and tend to have a catastrophe often. The apartment that I lived in DC, it had a long hallway that curved. And when I tell you every single day without fail, when that hallway would curve, I wouldn't curve quite enough and I would just walk into the wall. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's an inner ear problem. I actually sometimes suspect that I might have vertigo, which could explain why I'm so afraid of heights. I don't know, just things to think about. Anyway, we're gonna make a bunch of these fucking cucumber ribbons, not carrot, whoops. Wait, also, I wanna share 2 random tips that are both kind of, well, I guess they're not really mindfulness related. But one I saw on a TikTok, and this is if you're like stressed, anxious, whatever, feeling some kind of way, you should try this. And I've tried it and it's actually insane. Hold on, I'm gonna check on this real quick. Okay, so what you do is you need 2 pieces of paper or 2 pads of paper or whatever, and you need 2 pens or pencils and 2 hands. So, you know, most of us have the last one, but not everyone. So I just want to acknowledge that this isn't for everyone. So you take a pen in each hand, and with your right hand, you write letters, and with your left hand, you write numbers simultaneously. You will not be able to think about anything other than what you're doing because it's so fucking hard. All of your attention will go to that. And like, goodbye problems. See you later. Wish I knew about this when I went through my really shitty breakup with my ex who had a micro penis, because yeah, really couldn't stop thinking about that. Okay, let's make our cucumber salad, shall we? Okay, the cucumber salad is quite simple, as they often are. So we're starting with our yuzu sauce. This is the same yuzu sauce that we used in the Posh Spice episode. So as a reminder, the ingredients were a half a cup of yuzu juice, 2/3 of a cup of pitted medjool dates. I used about 7 big juicy ones, a 1/4 cup of low sodium soy sauce or tamari, 1 clove of garlic, 3 tablespoons white miso, a 1/4 cup of sesame oil, a little squirt of sunflower lecithin, and a 1/4 cup of water. Blend until super smooth. That's it. So we're just gonna put that down on the platter, and then just kind of like schlep these cucumber ribbons all over. That's my vision. Wow, that really looks like shit. Great. So don't do it like that, maybe. Let me just like throw these down. See what happens. It's getting better, I think. Okay, whatever. We're gonna add some herbs and stuff on top, so hopefully it won't stay quite as chaotic. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need to style this. I'm gonna go give the onions another spin. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, save the pasta water. We're gonna use it. Okay, I'm gonna go give the onions a spin, and then let's style this so it looks less like this and looks better. It's getting there. Okay, so we're gonna add a few things on top. One is just some dried seaweed flakes. Oh yeah, that looks really good actually. Already so much better. We're definitely gonna do some crystallized shoyu, some dried miso, a little splash of extra toasted sesame oil. Okay, I'm actually obsessed with how this looks. And then I have some flowering cilantro. The flavor of this is a little bit different. It's a little bit more intense and more coriander-ish. And for our international viewers, I know I think most of the English-speaking world, you guys just call cilantro coriander, so this might be confusing to you. In America, we call the seeds coriander and the leaves cilantro. So while they have a similar flavor, they are slightly different. My farmer's market calls it confetti cilantro, has a slightly more coriander-ish flavor to it. Okay, good chat. I'll grab some of the visible flowers and add them on top also, or just throw them everywhere, who knows? There, I actually think that looks really good. Oh, off moldy. That's not good. That's gone off for sure. No, that's for sure gone off. Maybe I should rinse my mouth out. Okay, it's pasta time. So our onions are looking pretty good, pretty good. We're gonna add green peas. I bought 3 packets because I just wasn't sure how much we're gonna use. Now, Kendall's version, she says she makes with frozen, but they're literally in season right now, so we're gonna use fresh. And I'm learning from my onion mistake, testing to see if the pan is hot. And there we go. Is it crazy if I do a bit more? Crazy. For my summer house people, remember when Jessie invited that girl and she's like, you want to hear something crazy? And he's like, yeah. And she goes, there's a bug in my drink, but I'm drinking it anyway. And he goes, wow, that is crazy. Now it's funny because she was, I will give him, being a little annoying, but also Jessie, in my opinion, has this slightly misogynistic thing with women where I think judges them on their intellect based on how like bubbly and sweet they present themselves, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, so we're just gonna saute these for like a minute, and then we're gonna add in our pasta, and then we're gonna add in some pasta water, and then shit, I forgot the most important thing, hold on. This is our melty cheese sauce from last week's episode. So just a reminder, it is 2 cups of soy milk. It's a big batch, you can have it. We're only gonna use like a quarter of this at most in this pasta. 2 cups of the Eden Foods unsweetened soy milk, a quarter cup of nutritional yeast, a half cup of tapioca starch, 6 tablespoons miso, 2 tablespoons refined coconut oil, and 1 teaspoon lactic acid powder. Okay, I'm gonna go get our pasta. We're gonna add it in. I really wish I was using a bigger pan, but that's fine. No, this looks great. This pan is totally big enough for what we're doing. This is kind of a shit show. Like, this is actually a disaster, but I'm so excited to eat this. All right, I'm just gonna bring the pasta water or whatever. It's already a struggle. Oh my God. Why did I do it like this? I need your help. It's a situation. Okay, here's our pasta water. I'm just gonna add a bit of it, not tons. I say as I add tons. Honestly, maybe we switch the whole thing over to the pot. This is a crisis. Hashtag this is a crisis. Bethany Frankel, get in here. Hand out some check cards, please. Cash cards. This is a literal crisis. Okay, it's getting better with the pasta water, but there's just peas flying everywhere. It's fine, it's fine. This is how I intended for it to go, actually. Okay, it does look really good, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's add some of this cheese sauce into the mix. And again, this is one of those measure with your heart situations. Really can't go wrong. I'm going relatively light with it, at least for now. We'll see what happens. By the way, I just want you to know, ow. Really injuring myself for the craft today. I wanted to grate tempeh on top to make it look like grated Parmesan, but unfortunately my tempeh had gone off. I found out via eating it. So we will not be doing that, but you can do that at home. I actually want more of the cheese sauce. Also, I still have garlic bread dip left over from last week's episode. I can't wait. I can't wait to eat this and the garlic bread dip after this. Oof, this does look really good. Now, I like my pasta a little more cooked than al dente. Oh, I never finished with so that was one thing I wanted to share. The other thing, so I've been into mindfulness meditation lately to try to be a little less crazy. It turns out it works. There's a reason why everyone talks about it. I mean, I've meditated for years, but mindfulness meditation specifically does seem to be a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna stop this and plate it in 1 second. I'll just finish this. So I was doing a guided mindfulness meditation session, and the instructor said something I can't stop thinking about and I think is so astute. He said that, you know how when you meditate and your mind wanders, you're kind of like, oh fuck, like why did my mind wander? And he said, instead of getting upset with yourself for letting your mind wander, I'm gonna add a bit more of the cheese sauce, because why not? Instead of getting mad at yourself for letting your mind wander, why don't you celebrate the fact that you realized that your mind was wandering? And the reason I love this is because it connected with me that if you're realizing that your mind was wandering, then by definition, you're present in this very moment because you came back from whatever thought loop you were having. So you should celebrate the fact that you're present now instead of being mad at yourself for not being present 2 minutes ago. Right? Like, isn't that such a good perspective? And I feel like it can be applied to a lot of things. So I just wanted to share that. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off and I think it's time for us to plate. That is one of my favorite sounds of all time. Okay, we're gonna add a little fresh parsley on top. Okay, that doesn't look as good as I was hoping it would. I'm gonna try just bashing some black pepper. The reason I'm doing this is I want a coarser black pepper aesthetic than a fully ground. Okay, I love how that looks. I'm also adding some crystallized shoyu because it is one of my favorite things. And then some lemon zest. Ooh, yeah, it smells incredible. Oh, that looks so good. I want a little more though. Oh, I'm so obsessed with how that looks. Now, the original vision was to add garlic flowers. I'm gonna see how it looks. It might detract, so we might not do it. Okay, I think I like that actually. Okay, obviously I'm gonna have to take a photo of this fucking stunning. So sick. Okay, it's time to eat. We're gonna start with the cucumber. Okay, here's what's crazy. My bite didn't even have the yuzu sauce in it, which was so good. It just had all the toppings, which made it so yummy, but now we're gonna get a bite with everything. It's absolute perfection. Now this guy. That's really good. The green peas plus the orange zest together, chef's kiss. Could even add a squeeze of lemon. I'd be a little bit worried about the soy milk and the cheese sauce curdling, but I'm actually obsessed with that. It's like one of my favorite pasta dishes I've had. I recommend going heavy with the sauce and heavy with the green peas. And honestly, I wouldn't have minded a little more onion in there too. You know what, it kind of reminds me of a healthier version of a carbonara. It's very good, like very good. Like I'm gonna go sit down, make this, you'll love it. If you like this episode, rate, review, subscribe, all the things, you know the drill. Thanks for being here. Love ya. Put it in my veins.